Dating back to 1610, Galileo Galilei found the first moons beyond Earth, called Jupiter. Fifth in line from the Sun, Jupiter is, by far, the largest planet in the solar system, more than twice as massive as all the other planets combined. 10 Need to know things about Jupiter. Number 10, the grandest planet. 11 Earths could fit across Jupiter's equator. If Earth were the size of a grape, Jupiter would be the size of a basketball. Number 9, fifth planet from our star. Jupiter orbits about 484 million miles or 778 million kilometers from our Sun. Earth is 1 AU from the Sun. Number 8, short day/long year. Jupiter rotates once about every 10 hours, a Jovian day, but takes about 12 Earth years to complete one orbit of the Sun, a Jovian year. Number 7, what's inside? Jupiter is a gas giant and so lacks an Earth-like surface. If it has a solid inner core at all, it's likely only about the size of Earth. As a gas giant, Jupiter doesn't have a true surface. The planet is mostly swirling gases and liquids. While a spacecraft would have nowhere to land on Jupiter, it wouldn't be able to fly through unscathed either. The extreme pressures and temperatures deep inside the planet crush, melt and vaporize spacecraft trying to fly into the planet. Number 6, massive world, light elements. Jupiter's atmosphere is made up mostly of hydrogen, H2, and helium, heat. Jupiter's appearance is a tapestry of colorful cloud bands and spots. The gas planet likely has 3 distinct cloud layers in its skies that, taken together, span about 44 miles, 71 kilometers. The top cloud is probably made of ammonia ice, while the middle layer is likely made of ammonium hydrosulfide crystals. The innermost layer may be made of water ice and vapor. The vivid colors you see in thick bands across Jupiter may be plumes of sulfur and phosphorus containing gases rising from the planet's warmer interior. Number 5, ring world. In 1979 the Voyager mission discovered Jupiter's faint ring system. They are so faint and tenuous, they are only visible when viewed from behind Jupiter and are lit by the Sun, or directly viewed in the infrared where they faintly glow. Unlike Saturn's icy rings full of large icy and rock chunks, they are composed of small dust particles. Scientists had long believed that dust coming off of Adrastea and Medes formed the main ring, but were unsure of the origin of the gossamer rings. Jupiter's rings are formed from dust particles hurled up by micrometeor impacts on Jupiter's small inner moons and captured into orbit. If the impacts on the moons were any larger, then the larger dust thrown up would be pulled back down to the moon's surface by gravity. The rings must constantly be replenished with new dust from the moons to exist. Number 4, exploring Jupiter. 9 spacecraft have visited Jupiter. 7 flew by and 2 have orbited the gas giant. Juno, the most recent, arrived at Jupiter in 2016. The first person to truly study Jupiter was Galileo Galilei. Galileo lived in Italy during the early 1600s and studied the sky by inventing new, more powerful telescopes that could see farther into space. In 1610, he turned his most powerful telescope yet toward Jupiter and discovered something amazing: 4 moons orbiting the planet. There were no cameras in Galileo's time, so instead he used pen and paper. The image above shows a letter written by Galileo. At the bottom right of the letter are his drawings of Jupiter and the 4 Galilean moons as he had seen them through his telescope. Number 3, ingredients for life. Jupiter cannot support life as we know it. But some of Jupiter's moons have oceans beneath their crust that might support life. While planet Jupiter is an unlikely place for living things to take hold, the same is not true of some of its many moons. Europa is one of the likeliest places to find life elsewhere in our solar system. There is evidence of a vast ocean just beneath its icy crust, where life could possibly be supported. Number 2, superstorm. Jupiter's Great Red Spot is a gigantic storm that's about twice the size of Earth and has raged for over a century. The largest and most powerful hurricanes ever recorded on Earth spanned over 1,000 miles across with winds gusting up to around 200 miles per hour. That's wide enough to stretch across nearly all U.S. states east of Texas. But even that kind of storm is dwarfed by the Great Red Spot, a gigantic storm in Jupiter. There, gigantic means twice as wide as Earth. With tumultuous winds peaking at about 400 miles per hour, The Great Red Spot has been swirling wildly over Jupiter's skies for the past 150 years, maybe even much longer than that. Number 1. World Score. There are 79 known moons of Jupiter. The Galilean moons are by far the largest and most massive objects to orbit Jupiter, with the remaining 75 known moons and the rings together comprising just 0.003% of the total orbiting mass. The inner moons, many of which have been imaged close-up by NASA's spacecraft, have regular, circular orbits matching the angle of Jupiter's spin. But beyond this orderly scene lies a plethora of oddly shaped moons. Likely the remains of collisions between asteroids snatched up by Jupiter's massive gravitational pull. These moons have long, elliptical orbits that are angled in multiple directions and can take years to complete.